Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 6, Episode 6 of Eldritch Horror, Masks of Nyarlathotep. We just wrapped up Turn 5 and have spawned another gate into the next part of the adventure. And we're still on the first mystery. So let's get right into it without further ado. We're trying to get some clues collected here. So I think that we'll have Preston Fairmont can go after these two clues, and maybe he can go after these. So when there are clues at the end of this equal to half a research encounter, we can do that. So let's have Preston Fairmont gain a focus. Can he gain a focus condition here? Sure. And then he will go off to have him go off to 20, that newest clue, and that can be his research encounter there. Father Matteo, he does want to close gates, right? So let's have him go also up to a research encounter, though, just to close off this this mystery with part of his turn. And then I think also he can also, he's all healed up, so let's also have him gain a focus condition. And finally, with Calvin Wright, he is not able to give anyone any health because they're fine, so let's have him also gain a well, let's see, where should he go off to? Let's have him get a ship. No, you cannot get a ship. Does he have a ship already? No, let's have him go up to Arkham, and he will also grab a resource. So that will be Calvin's turn. Everyone is ready with their actions. So let's go into the encounters. So we're going to start out with our first, it seems very strange, but it's Preston Fairmont's, our first research encounter of the game. So lots of mechanics here. So we're just getting into a research encounter now, and we are on a city. So let's jump right into it. It says, according to the library's records, the book you have found does not exist. As your fingers gaze its weathered pages, you can feel the book evaluating your usefulness. You may gain a corruption condition to gain the true magic artifact. What's the true magic artifact? Let's just take a look at the true magic artifact to see if it's worth it. So, the true magic artifact, let's kind of flip through these. I think maybe it's from the Masks of Nyarlathotep. So let's just kind of go through these quickly. I'll find it. And then we'll decide whether or not we want to do it. So true, here's the Black Fan artifact. Here's the true magic artifact. So this artifact gives us gain +5 whenever you resolve a spell. If you would spend or lose sanity, you may spend or lose 1 fewer sanity. I don't think I need to gain any much more magic and power right now, so I don't want the true magic artifact. So we'll just skip it, and we do not gain the clue, though, unfortunately. So, yeah, not the greatest card. So, do not gain the clue yet. That's fine. That's unfortunate. So, let's go to Father Matteo. He will also get a research encounter. Hopefully, he will gain the clue. So, yeah, sometimes these research encounters don't specifically say you gain the clue. You just gain some other condition, and he's not gaining that. So, let's go to Father Matteo. So, he is also in a city. It says, the Silver Twilight Lodge invites you to one of their meetings. Gain the clue. the group tries to convince you to come to their inner sanctum. Let's roll this. The group tries to convince to go to the inner sanctum. We can roll 5. If you fail, you are unable to resist. Well, let's try to use our reroll here. Let's just do a reroll for that. Okay, so he passes. Thank God. If you pass, we go to their inner sanctum, but there's no issues. We just gain the clue. And great. So we gained this clue. And after you resolve a research encounter, you may spend any number of clues gained from this card to place those clues on this card. So we've got our first clue placed on the card. So thank you, Father Matteo, for that. And now we go to Calvin Wright. Calvin Wright is going to just have an Arkham encounter. So Calvin Wright gets a green Arkham encounter. Notice it's the masks of Nyarlathotep. I've shuffled those to the top of the decks. So we're in Arkham. The lurker at the threshold shares arcane secrets. Gain 1 incantation spell. So you bargain with the entity. We need to bargain with the entity from the incantation spell. If you pass, he grants you a gift. Gain 1 random magical asset from the deck. Okay, so we gain an incantation spell. Incantation spell and a magical item. So we've got a let's just look for one that's from, we get Call the Storm. Choose 1 monster on your space and test. If you pass, the monster loses 3 health. Awesome. Sounds like Calvin may be our closer with this one. And then finally, 1 magical asset from the deck. So again, magical asset. We can check this mini deck here. Is there a magical asset? So I'll just get the random next one. Magical asset. No, not yet. Still going randomly through to pull one. Just getting items and tomes, but no magic. Let's see. Magical relic, trinket, weapon, ally tome, relic. Okay, Elder Sign. We got the Elder Sign. Elder Sign says, first magical one, I went through half the deck. Okay, Elder Sign says, you may reroll 1 dice when resolving a test during a combat encounter, and reduce the horrors of monsters you encounter to a minimum of 1. So the madness of the monster that you can get inflicted with is less. So okay, that's that. Wrapping up the encounters phase, let's move into the Mythos phase. I think we're due for a bad Mythos card. I don't know about you guys, but let's check it out. So, this looks a little bit more like it. We start out with a Advance the Omen track. For each gate on the board, Advance Doom. Okay, so we've got 1 gate open with the Omen sign, the Elder sign. So we finally advancing Doom. Next, Every step. Okay, next is reckoning. Ooh, there's a lot of reckonings to do here. So let's kind of go through it. First of all, an investigator who does not have a corruption condition gains a corruption condition, unless an investigator with a corruption condition gains 2 Eldritch tokens. So let's just have Calvin gain 2 Eldritch tokens. He can remove the last Eldritch token from this, and now we've completed. This rumor is closed finally. So we've closed that rumor. But let's keep going. There's each investigator as a group gains tokens equal to half. So we need to gain 2 more tokens. So we'll give 1 to Preston and 1 to Father Mateo. That's the reckoning from Nyarlathotep. Now let's go through the reckonings on our cards. So first off, we have we do have the Grizzly Totem. We can re-roll a test. So we've got the ability to re-roll a test. We've got the boon. When resolving a test, if you don't roll any ones, you can re-roll all of your dice. I also have that one. So those are ones that he can use for here. Each 6 you require is 2 points. Okay, so let's gain +3. Each 6 you roll resolves a strength encounters 2 successes. So he's got a number of these resolve 6s that we've got to keep track of. So let's start with his Bane. We have 2 corruptions to resolve. So first off is the first one. Okay. So he has to gain a Eldritch token. And okay, corruption. You gain a dark pact condition to discard all of your Eldritch tokens. I think he's going to do that. Yeah, let's gain a dark pact condition to lose all of his Eldritch tokens. Otherwise, he has 4. We can advance Doom by 1 from his. So let's just advance Doom by 1 instead. Between his 2 corruptions, he gains another one. So yeah, he advances Doom by 1, but he is quite high in Eldritch tokens now. So that's not a good sign there. So and then flip this card. So he keeps the conditions, but we've advanced Doom by another one. So Doom is happening as we said. It's going to happen pretty quickly. So no tests really required for this. Let's go next to the reckonings for Father Mateo. He also has a hallucination and a. Let's see, he has a hallucination and a corruption, but he also has. I've got to remember he has this spend a focus, gain a focus, so he needs to get a focus so he can keep using that. His ally character here is the one that we want to really take a look at. It says, when you gain this card, once per round you may spend 1 Eldritch token to re-roll a die. So let's have him re-roll dice as he can. So when you on test your mind. So let's have him test mind for the first hallucination. And he. If you fail, flip the card. He did not fail. He passed. So hallucination is fine. Corruption condition. Again, he can re-roll the dice with his messenger. I can spend Eldritch token to re-roll up to 2 dice. Okay, so let's have him roll. So he's going to flip this card. He's got 5 Eldritch tokens as well. So remember, he has this Eldritch token power. He can re-roll all of his dice. So this is fixed now. We have to advance Doom by 1, though, for him. And then finally, we roll a die. It's a 6. We don't flip this Reckoning, so that is it for his Reckonings. Okay, so that's good to know. Next is Calvin Wright. He also should have a corruption. He also will gain a Eldritch token. And and that's oh yeah, so we flip it, and so his corruption says when we flip it, you may gain a dark pact to discard all of your Eldritch tokens. You seem to have aged a year in the last day. For each Eldritch token you have, lose 1 health and sanity unless you discard 1 possession. Well, he will discard a possession. He will discard the stone tablet. So that will clear his Reckoning. So that's kind of pretty mild. So he gets to discard his stone tablet, and not so bad, I think, for a Reckoning round. So great, the guys have made it through the Reckoning, and let's check out the last of the card is spawn a gate. We will spawn another gate on the Amazon with a monster there. We still have a maniac on the loose in Buenos Aires. So we've spawned a monster. It's the mob, grizzly mob, a crazed mob. So now let's read the fruit of labor. Every step of the way, you've never thrown away what could still be used. You have never bought what could have been borrowed. And now your many weeks of discipline are paying off. So now your many weeks of discipline are paying off. Others look to your abundant provisions, eager to barter. Fruits of labor. Event. Each investigator may gain a resource or spend 1 resource to improve a skill. Let's have them gain resources. That seems easier. So let's just have them each gain a resource. Those could come in handy later. And make do with what we have. So we've got some resources on the board. Again, it seems like a very mild... I'm just wondering when the shoe falls for this one. So we've only gotten 1 clue closed on this turn. So that's going to wrap it up for turn 6. Come on back for turn 7. And we will... I think my plan is we're going to keep Preston here, can try to get some assets, and he'll probably try to solve this clue again. Father Mateo can move across to get to London and close a gate so that he can also get his get his Eldritch token placed here. And then finally, we'll have Calvin maybe go up and get a clue next turn. So he can use his... maybe he can come up to here and do the Mystic Ruins, because he seems to be hitting all the Mystic Ruins in that area. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next turn 7. Bye-bye.